Hello YouTube makeup lovers. So today I wanted to do a hair tutorial. I wanted to show you my tips and tricks for curling my hair and making it last for a very long time. The products necessary to recreate this look are some hairspray, some heat protectant, and some curling irons. Let me show you the products that I will be using that I love. This is the L'Oreal Elnett hairspray. I love it. I have a little small size of this one, but it is a great hairspray. It is like one of the best. I will also be using this Schwarzkopf heat protectant spray called Guardian Angel. This is a heat protectant spray that I like to use on my hair when it's dry. For the wet hair, when I wash my hair, I also used the Tresemme Heat Tamer spray, but that one I use when my hair is wet. But when I'm gonna curl my hair, I like to put this one on when it is dry. And I'm gonna use 2 curling irons. You can use 1. I just like to alternate between 2. This one I believe is like a 1/2 inch curling iron, and this one is a 1 inch. This one is a Helen of Troy Professional Gold Series, and this other one is a Conair. I like to alternate between the 2 just because I like my curls to be different, and I just alternate just so that some are more curled and it's more like a nice little ringlet, and then this one still makes a ringlet, but it's a little bit bigger and it's not so tight. And then very important is some hair clips, which I like to use this big one when I want to hold my hair at the top of my head, and then a smaller one just when I am already getting towards the end and I just want to hold smaller sections of my hair. So with 2 clips, I think you're good to go. I think this is a great look to do anytime. You can use it for during the day. You can use it to go out at night. It's a more like va 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 boom look, very different from my usual straight hair. So if you have straight hair, it's always good to go a little curly, do something a little bit different. I start off with really tight little curls. I let it sit for a while and then I just brush it out with my hands. That is like the most important step, which I'm sure I'm gonna mention it again throughout the video, but that is the secret to making your curls last long, is not to brush them out when they're still warm. It's to wait a while and then comb them out with my hands. I don't use a brush. Okay, so right now what I did with my hair was I just kind of let it air dry. I washed it last night because I knew I wanted to curl it today, and I just let it air dry. I didn't dry it with a round brush. I didn't iron it. The less straightening you do to it, especially my hair is pretty straight naturally, but I didn't want to do it like perfectly blow dried or perfectly ironed, because then the curl is not gonna last so long. So I'd rather do it on just hair that is just like naturally air dried. So I'm just gonna clip this with a big clip here at the top. That way, once the hair is up, we're gonna start curling this bottom part. I take strands about with this much hair, like this, and I always like to put on the Guardian Angel on the hair like this, just a couple spritzes. Then I get my curling iron. I clip it in. Oh, you can't even see it when my hair is so long. And I curl it, and then once it's in the wand, or whatever you call it, I put some hairspray on it and I let it sit there for a few seconds. Then I let it go and I'm gonna get a ringlet. Now the trick to making your curls last is not to touch the ringlet. I'm not gonna brush it out with my fingers. I'm not gonna do it with a brush. I'm just gonna let it sit there, and when it's finally nice and cool and a lot of time has passed, then I brush it out. That's what I feel makes my hair last the longest, makes the curl last. I'm gonna get another strand of hair, do the same thing, put the Guardian Angel on it. I'm gonna alternate with the other curling iron I have, which is a little bit bigger. Once I have it on the barrel, I'm going to put some spray on it, hairspray. This is the Elnett Satin hairspray. And I'm going to let it go. And like I said with the first curl, I'm just going to leave it there and not touch it until it's nice and cool. So I am going to look like Goldilocks for a little bit, but then once you brush it out, it's going to look really pretty. As you can see, the smaller one curls more of a ringlet. and the thicker one makes a little bit of a looser curl, but it's still a nice little curl. I like to alternate. I'm gonna do that again. Now I'm gonna get the smaller one. I tend to gravitate towards the smaller one more, just because I feel that maybe the tighter the ringlet, the longer the curl holds. And this is pretty much what we're gonna do throughout my whole head. I just touch it just to make sure that it doesn't get too hot. I don't want to burn my hair. And there we go. Another perfect little curl. Continue with the rest of the hair. I like to divide it up into like the side section, and then I do the top last. So this would be my next section. I'm going to tie this back up. And I'm going to start with these, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing. Grab smaller sections, put my Guardian Angel spray on, and then put it in the barrel of the curling iron and spray that section. For these sections like this one right here, the direction of the curl is very important. Like towards the back, you can curl one way or the other. It's always best to curl away from your face. So for example, this little outer corner is a very important section because it's the part that basically frames my face. So it's always good to curl it towards the outer part of my face, like away from my face. If I curl it in, it's not gonna fall like a pretty curl once I style it. See how the curl goes out that way. And for these little like baby hairs that I have here, I like to just curl it around the wand without using the clip so that it can really grab them, because they're tiny little hairs in the right there. Even if it makes a little weird curl, it's gonna be perfect when we brush it out. I still try to do all the curls away from my face, but I guess towards the back it's not as important because it's really not around your face. But for these, like this one for example, it's really good to do the curl away from the face. So this side section is already done, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Oh, just got that all over my face. Put some spray there, and then start now with my last section. I got that spray in my eye. So that's another good tip. Spray the can away from your face. So I am already with the front of the hair, and I'm just gonna continue dividing it into sections. When I get towards the front, I like to get smaller strands, but pretty much the technique is the same. You just have to be very conscious that you are curling away from the face. Because this is the hair that's gonna fall, and it's the hair that's going to be the most obvious. So you want to make sure that these are perfect. And I'm just going to keep on taking strands like this, and then dividing the strand into two like this, and then I will do one curl here and one curl there, and then so on and so on. For these, I prefer to use the smaller curling iron. These you would leave left time because it's a lot less hair than we started off with. So you want to make sure you don't burn your hair off. Hello. I'm under here. Now this is the last one. I'm going to use the curling iron with a smaller barrel. And this is what you look like after you finish curling everything. I'm going to add some hairspray in these top strands. Maybe a little bit everywhere. So what I usually do is that I leave my hair like this. I'm not going to brush it out until it cools off. What I usually do is I do my hair, and now I would do my makeup. I would do my full makeup. I would maybe get dressed. I would do everything I can to make this stay like this the longer before I end up brushing it out with my hands. Okay, so now I have pretty much waited around for about 15 minutes, and it's time for me to start brushing it out with my hands. And that's what, with my fingers, and that's what I'm gonna do. So as soon as you brush it out, it loosens up the curl. You can always go back with the curling iron if you feel like you want to add curl somewhere else. If the front doesn't fall the way you want it to fall, like up here, you can always fix it with the blow dryer and then add more curls. The part that I worry about the most is usually the front, because sometimes the curl, even if you are so perfect about curling away from your face, sometimes you may just want to do a little touch up. In this case, I think it came out pretty good, this part right here, but if you wanted to, you can use a small round brush like this, and with a blow dryer, just kind of like blow it dry a little bit here so that you can put it to however way you like. If you want your hair to the side, you can fix it to the side. However you like it, I just prefer it down the middle. But the curls are a lot looser, they're a lot prettier like this, a lot more natural, but it's still fun, curly, sexy hair. For one final touch, I'm gonna add a little bit more of my Elnett hairspray on the hair now that I have brushed it out. Especially in this area. And in the back. This hairspray is great because it doesn't leave your hair hard. It's still like nice and manageable. For me, the curls last longer if I do not brush them out. Basically, the way once my hair is like this, I only style with my hands. So that is pretty much it. I really hope this video helped you out and that you try out this look and that you like my tips and tricks to long-lasting curls. And as always, thank you so much for watching Bee Lounge Makeup. Bye!